This boy was sold to a demon by his parents. Just as he thought he was about to become the demon's meal, the demon begged him to become his grandson instead. The demon, named Sullivan, had been single for thousands of years, watching his friends one by one surrounded by children and grandchildren. He couldn't help but feel envious. So, he bought the protagonist to be his grandson. Seeing Sullivan's humble and earnest plea, the kind-hearted protagonist eventually agreed to his request. Though he was purchased, Sullivan treated him like a real grandson. Not only did he prepare a luxurious room and delicious food, but he also enrolled him in a demon school. The next day, led by his grandfather Sullivan, the protagonist arrived at the demon school. Sullivan had to leave for some business, but before parting, he warned him, if his human identity were exposed, he might be devoured by other demons. Hearing this, the protagonist was on the verge of tears. Surrounded by demons, he didn't dare utter a word. Just then, the freshmen began singing the school anthem together. After hearing the school anthem, the protagonist fell into complete despair. He told himself he must not draw any attention, but his grandfather had other plans. It turned out Sullivan was a school board member. He loudly proclaimed the protagonist as his grandson, and even showed off a photo of them together. After flaunting his grandson, Sullivan quickly left. Next was the freshman representative speech. It should have been the talented demon Asmodeus taking the stage, but Sullivan used his authority to replace him with the protagonist. Under the gaze of dozens of demons, the protagonist couldn't even utter a word. Fortunately, his thoughtful grandfather had prepared a speech for him. All he had to do was read it aloud. The protagonist only read the first line, and all the demons present turned pale with shock. It turned out to be a forbidden incantation. Mispronouncing even a single word would cause his body to explode, and its effect was merely not tripping for a day. Talk about nerve-wracking. As soon as he stepped off the stage, the protagonist was confronted by Asmodeus, who felt he had stolen the honor rightfully his. He challenged the protagonist to a duel. Asmodeus was a fire demon, a freshman with strength rivaling that of a teacher. He relentlessly launched fireballs, but the protagonist dodged them all effortlessly. This left Asmodeus utterly stunned. Seeing that ranged attacks were useless, Asmodeus conjured a flaming greatsword and thrust it at the protagonist. Yet again, he easily evaded it. Unable to stop his momentum, Asmodeus charged toward a female student. At this critical moment, the protagonist instinctively grabbed him. Under the effect of the no-tripping forbidden spell, he executed a flawless back throw, knocking him unconscious. After this duel, the protagonist made the front page of the school newspaper, becoming the most famous figure in the school. His grandfather was delighted, but the protagonist was utterly miserable. After all, he still wanted to survive.